Okay. Let's try it again. I just recorded my WhatsApp screen for over an hour and did not really realize it. I turned on the monitor and it just toggled it and it was there, and I didn't really check. So, fail. Okay, so let's continue and just ignore that for now. Okay, I added the store logic for the weapons. Let me show you. Okay, let's unbind this. Last time we implemented the logic for the weapon, and now we can just toggle the weapon on the wall. Let's see. Okay, here's the weapon store. You can buy this weapon for about 2,000, and I can switch to any weapon I want just by selecting the appropriate, the correct weapon there. So that works. So if I play, I can just buy it. I also added this debug can buy weapon, so I don't need money to buy it, just for the sake of testing it. So if I remove it and I don't have enough money, I can't buy it actually. So that's what I implemented. Yeah, $100 is not enough to buy this. Okay, that was implemented last session that I failed to record. Yeah, actually that did happen. So let's continue and ignore it. Yeah. So the store logic was implemented for all of the weapons. That was done. And I reviewed the logic of the item store. That is considered not done because no one could see the screen. So let's try it again. Oh, that's the actual weapon store where I can switch the active weapon and the price gets changed too, depending on what kind of weapon I select here, and then I can just drop it into the level and it works. Yeah. Per default, the handgun is selected first for 800. That's just an arbitrary number that I came up with. I need to test if it's too low or too high, but let's take it for now to 800 for the handgun, for example. So the weapons spawn and everything works. The price label gets refreshed and updated. The weapon gets spawned depending on the selection of this enum. And the event on interacted that gets called by the base class of the weapon gets also intercepted by me, and that's where I can check if the price is too high for the player to buy or not. So actually, if he gets the weapon or not, depending on the money he owns at the current state, he tries to buy it and interact. Fabi, ich kann auch einfach auf Deutsch reden, mir scheißegal. Ich habe eh 0 Viewer. I just told a friend of mine that is in the chat that he's the first viewer actually, and I could also speak German because it doesn't really matter what language I speak if I don't have any viewers. Giggity. Actually, I got you, so I got 1 viewer. He corrected me, thanks for that. So, let's continue. So, I intercepted the event of the base class of the weapon in order to check if the player has enough money to buy it, and this works. So, cool. Let me show you the base class of the weapon. where I did this small change. I initially tried to prevent all duplicate code, which I did actually, but I needed to add event dispatcher to the base class, which was the only solution I came up with in order to make the interaction event work in my own class, and not to change a bunch of code in their base classes and stuff. So if I need to update their code, I can do it pretty easily. So, okay. You want to see the game, Fabi? Let's add some more weapons so I can demonstrate a little bit more of it. So let's make it affordable. $0. So, assault rifle maybe. Let's add one over here, like the SMG, and place it to the wall. Yeah. Okay. Looks kind of good. Let's play. Okay. Okay, here is the game, Fabi. I cannot buy since I did not toggle the can buy debug. Can always afford. Can afford this one and this one. Okay, go. So that's the actual game so far. As you can see, the money on the bottom right corner gets updated if I pick up some money. It's just what it's supposed to do. Okay. So also the wave, I'm currently fighting against this wave 2, so let's get updated. That gets updated too. You buy some ammo. Some debug lines here that I need to get rid of, as I told you earlier. So let's switch to weapon. Maybe something like the SMG. And depending on the current wave I'm at, it gets harder and the enemies get stronger too. And they spawn more frequently. Yeah, I need to add some beta to Steam so it can be actually tested and maybe even repurchased if if it gets to a playable state. So pretty repetitive, but it gets harder and it gets really intense pretty quickly. So maybe I need to tweak on the spawn too, but for now it works quite well with the parameters I set and the damage and the spawn intervals I chose. Serious Sam feeling. Okay, I noticed that, but I kind of find Serious Sam fun as a 2-player game or 4-player game, like co-op, but it's a bit trashy. It's like cheap. I like it, but it feels like a little bit too cheap for me. I don't want to say that this doesn't feel the same, has the same cheapness, so to speak, but that's not my goal actually. Make it like Serious Sam. Okay, so no money left. And as you can see, when I throw a grenade, the explosion does not get, yeah. The explosion effect does not get spawned somehow or applied. That's a bug I'm currently still having. Yeah, some bugs, but in a playable state, and you can actually die. So they take damage and they can damage you. Oops. And there's also the possibility for a headshot. And that can increase the damage value you apply to the enemies. So, wave 4 completed. Now it gets tricky. I think I made it to wave 8 or something. Bye. Fabi, have a good one. Enjoy. Yeah. He got stuck somehow. Uh-oh. Almost died. No ammo. That sucks. I'm dead. So my camera turned off. Did it overheat? I don't know. Happens sometime. Okay, let's see. I want to review the logic of the base class of the weapons. That's what I said last time. Okay. There we go. Okay. I had an issue that I could not intercept this event on Interacted. And I needed it because if I want to buy a weapon at the store attached on the wall, I need to check if the player has enough money. And I couldn't find a way to intercept this event without breaking the logic or duplicating too much code or adding too much code to their base classes, which I don't want because I cannot replace an updated version of their code into my game when I'm changing a lot of stuff inside their code base. So I added this event dispatcher so I get notified in my own store class when the weapon gets interacted with, and the pickup function I disabled because I call it by myself. So let's see. This event dispatcher is from me. I added this. This gets called. I bound it to my store class. So this is called a store, a weapon store. I called it. Didn't come up with a better name. So that's this class. And in the event begin play, I init all the stuff I need for the weapons and spawn the weapon, and I bind an event dispatcher, and that's exactly the event dispatcher for the interacted event that I added to the base class in, where is it? Here. So base class of the weapon, a weapon gets interacted with by pressing interaction key or F. Then the event gets dispatched. I bound the event in my weapon store so I can intercept it. And this gets called, and I can check if the player has enough money to buy it or not. And after that, I manually call the pickup function that was previously called automatically on every interacted event. So I don't want that, so I disabled this and added just this. Previously was just like that. So let's close it. So this enables me for the store to catch the event, and on interacted I can here, for example, check if the player can afford or can't afford this weapon, and then pick it up, which is called manually by me. So that was the solution to the problem of the last session I had on day 5, I assume. Yeah. Okay. So that's the review. I consider it done. I implemented all the weapons. I showed you this earlier. Like, I can select the weapon I want from the store, and it gets changed, and the price also gets updated. Price. So depending on this one, yeah. Here's price of the weapons. So make this visible to changes. So the rocket launcher is currently 1,400. Maybe I can change it 1,600, and it gets updated, and the logic gets also updated accordingly, so I can quickly test the prices of the weapons and the buy logic, or how do you call it? I don't know. So that works. Changing the weapon on the wall depending on what weapon I want to make buyable. Same for the ammo, that is just static ammo you can buy for 100. I didn't add any complex logic to this because it just updates all of the ammunition a player has currently to max levels that are defined in the player character settings. Okay, so this was done today. As I said earlier, I recorded it, but I didn't see that the monitor changed and switched to my WhatsApp screen, but I did record that. Pretty annoying. And also my camera, I really hate to say, but it overheats. It's the Sony CVE10, and I never had any issues with overheating, but the last few sessions it just turned off. Sucks. Thanks, Sony. I need to send it in, I guess. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to do today was check if I can change, not intercept, change default death HUD to custom death HUD. So if the player dies, they show like a spawn menu, and I don't want to show that, so I need a way to change it. And the base class for the player character is this class here. and this class has a function that gets called if the player dies, and does a bunch of stuff here. And one of the stuff I don't want is try show spawn menu. So they attach menu to the screen, the user widget that is stored in this variable. So I'm fine with calling that stuff, but I need to somehow change what spawn menu class is referenced here, so I am able to spawn or attach to viewport my own widget class for the death event. And my my class, derived from this base player character class is in the folder player, and currently I'm adding my debug HUD that shows the money I currently own and the active wave I'm currently combating, and add it to the viewport. Next thing I wanted to add is the death HUD that I want. So I want to set this variable to my class. So spawn menu class needs to be overwritten. Yeah. And this needs to be done on event begin play. And I got the death HUD, I assume. Yeah. It does nothing but show this message, I guess. Yeah. You're dead. Okay, let's keep it stupid simple and try dying, so it gets shown. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. That was simple. They keep on walking. Not cool. Okay, so I consider this done, because I found a way to set the widget I wanna display, and this needs to be implemented maybe next time. Okay, I already got that here. I changed this, okay. So all of the points for day 6, even if this is a short session, I recorded over an hour without noticing. So sorry for that, but it got done. All of these points I did actually implement, so that's quite good progress for today. And yeah, need the base classes. Yeah, one thing I realized was the walking animation of the enemies when a player dies. That's looking kind of weird, to say the least. There's nothing. I need to check that next time. So let's write it down. Yeah, that needs to be done next time. These steps I implemented, and it went really kind of okay, except for the camera turning off because of overheating and me not being able to record the screen because I didn't notice that the wrong screen was recorded, but I made some progress, and I call it a wrap for now. Have a good one. Bye.